We have a lot to catch up on. Sometimes he likes to join. A lot of life has been lived and a lot of self-reflection, a lot of therapy, a lot of things have been going through my head, and I wanted to share that journey with you. But I know this is not really the channel that's for lifestyle and vlogging, even though I've dealt with it in the past. I feel like I don't think I was ready for that change. What felt like I was chasing numbers and trying to stick to a niche and making brands happy, when in actuality my creative process wasn't actually making me happy, and so were a lot of other things that are happening in my life. Having my life completely explode really made me confront myself, and now I like myself enough to share myself on the internet. The thing that really made me feel like maybe I should be sharing more of myself online is I've been posting content for quite a bit of time, and I feel like when I meet people virtually or in person, the one thing that people ask me about is about my traveling to Europe and all the places that I've been. And I'm just out of all the time I've taken to talk about beauty products and color theory, color analysis, I feel like the way that I've really connected with people is by being myself, and I feel like it's taken me 30 plus years to actually really like myself and really evaluate who I surround myself with, who, what kind of things I accept in my life or not. I really haven't come to this video with a plan or an idea. I have always wanted to take YouTube seriously. I never have, because I would see the numbers, I would see how it's going, and I would feel kind of discouraged, maybe I'm too late to build a community on YouTube or something. I would talk myself out of it, or I'd feel like I don't have a nice enough camera, I don't know how to edit, I don't have the aesthetic room, although it's getting there. I've just always kind of talked myself out of taking YouTube seriously, and then I was on short form content for a while, but I feel like I haven't really. I started talking to my followers more when I started doing more color analysis one-on-one, and I feel like that's where people can really get to know who I am. But I've always been afraid to share it. I'm afraid of judgment, afraid of whatever, and have kept myself closed off. This is me saying that I'm transitioning into sharing my life, starting from the beginning, at least for me, starting again, sharing more of my journey with my mental health, and literally I'm transparently staying with family. I recently had bad mental health moment, and I was in LA, and I planned on staying there for a while, but things were just not working out. I wasn't in the right space, and I was very stressed out and very anxious, and it was time for me to pump the brakes and really take care of me, because I realized now I never put myself first, and I never really took care of myself. And if I want to have healthy relationships and maybe someday raise a family, I need to be good with me. I'm a little bit sad that I'm not in LA right now, because I definitely feel like I connect with that lifestyle more than being in Florida. But you know what? The universe has its own plan for me. He saw me down. Usually my cat will just exit the room because he doesn't like when I'm speaking while he's napping. If you don't follow me on TikTok or Instagram, here are my handles. That's where I first talked about my mental health journey, my mental health struggles, and my progress and my growth. But I never really sat down on YouTube to really talk about it. I don't even want to go into details. I don't think that's really necessary. I want to share more of myself, but when there are other people involved in the situation, they didn't choose to share their life, so I'm not going to share. I thought I wanted to be the digital nomad and travel and own multiple businesses, and while I still like want to do those things, I think that being completely nomadic is not really my style. And I'm like super grateful for all the experiences. I've even attempted to create a travel channel, but I'm just like, why don't I just share it here? Like, why am I so afraid to show myself? And I think I'm afraid of rejection. Like, some people might unfollow me. Like, I definitely lost followers on Instagram for posting the way I want to, rather than like strategizing in reels and doing all the things that I would normally tell my influencers in my agency. But I'm just like, if I don't enjoy what I do, it's gonna come off fake. I don't want to be fake anymore. I don't want to niche down. I really don't care about the views anymore. I used to really care so much because I'm like trying to figure out how to stay relevant, how to make a lot of money and get invited to all these places and get on PR lists and get the same brand deals my mutuals and friends are getting. But I'm just like, if I don't enjoy what I do, then all of that is just, what is all that? It's superficial. The more important thing is me enjoying what I make and building a nice relationship with you guys. I think I've always struggled with depression and some form of anxiety. My mom would say that like when I was little, like I've always had like an anxious attachment to her. So I feel like all of that kind of like came to a head with like all the traveling and the issues I was having. It just didn't seem like antidepressants were enough. Therapy once a week was not enough, or I just wasn't finding the right therapist. So I reverted back to coming home full time and going into a treatment center that allows me to go to therapy 4 times a week, once individually and then 3 times in group therapy, which has been an interesting experience because it seems like I'm having an accelerated program. Like if you've taken summer classes, it's been good to like have so much support from my family, friends, professionals. Some of my followers have sent me messages and I'm like, I'm so glad I opened up, because I'm just like, I can't continue to pretend that nothing's happening and brush it aside, because I think that's pretty normal to do in our culture. But it just got to a point where I couldn't do it anymore, and being in group therapy made me realize like I'm not experiencing this by myself. There are other people that are going through the same things and are experiencing challenges, obviously different situations and things like that. So what is the future of this channel? Well, I started playing around with more like fashion content. I thought like color analysis would be a good segue into like personal style and all that, because I've always enjoyed fashion. I'll always love makeup. I'm not really someone that, I mean, I used to be like this, and I won't judge anybody for this. There is definitely a market and a need for people to review products right away. I can't be spending money on products. I am very lucky to get PR from brands and to try new things. Like I just literally got Fenty PR, and I get a lot of perfume PR, and I just want to kind of expand outside of that because I don't want it to be the only thing I talk about. And I think color analysis really does apply to me, because I just think my outfits have been hitting better since understanding what colors look good on me, contrast and all that. Like everything that I say in the color analysis world, I'm applying it to myself as well, because while there is a very strong opinion that it really doesn't matter what your palette is, wear whatever you want, I totally agree with that. I don't use my platform to limit people. I'm speaking to the people that are like, who felt like they saw a really cool person wearing this awesome outfit, and you're like, oh, I want to try it on me, and then you try it on yourself and it looks literally not as good, nowhere near as good as it did on that person. I was making color analysis content and dipped into the Kibbe body type to kind of like really answer that question for myself and anyone else that like maybe felt like they didn't fit in, or like I grew up in a mostly white town, so I really didn't have like someone to like look up to, or didn't feel like I fit in. And that also applied to style, and it took me learning more about myself and my culture and traveling a little bit more, that I was just like, okay, I don't have to like fit in a box. I can embrace who I am, my natural features and all that. Such a long rant. Drink your water. This is your reminder to hydrate. I don't even know what to say. I want to share more of my travel. Basically been on the go for a year. I was in Portugal, which I shared on here. I was in Canada. I traveled to Colombia and did a road trip from Florida to California. So I do like a video series on like what I've learned, especially like Portugal was a very different experience, I think, because we stayed there a pretty long time. There's definitely different cultural things that I've learned that I want to apply to my life, and has made me really think outside of like the rat race and the idea of loneliness, like the way that they really value community and quality time. And I just really admired that, and I would love to make a video talking about like what I've learned living overseas, the good and the bad. I'd love to talk about new products. I'd love to talk about all the fragrances that I'm trying out. I really had no script, nothing, but honestly, I feel a lot more confident on camera because I've watched some of my videos of the past, and like, because I do this to like learn how to be a better creator, and I'm just like, I could tell I'm not feeling totally myself, but I'm so excited for what's to come. If you guys have stayed with me on this journey, I'm so happy you did. I'm really excited to really prioritize YouTube, because YouTube is like my first love. Always admired YouTubers, especially the lifestyle ones, and I'm like, I can do whatever I want with my platform. It's literally free. Why am I not taking advantage of this moment, the present, right now? If you stuck around, I so appreciate you, and I don't know what's to come of this video, but I'm so happy if you made it to the end. If you did, please send a little heart emoji if you did, and I'll see you in the next upcoming videos. Bye.